Applying to medical school is not just about checking boxes. It's about hitting every single part of the application at the right time. I've seen really amazing students miss out on interview invitations because either they submitted too late or maybe they didn't plan ahead. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through the exact AMCAS timeline month by month, so that way you know exactly what to do and when to make sure that you give yourself the best possible chance of getting accepted. So whether you are planning to apply this next upcoming cycle or just trying to understand the process ahead of time, this video is really going to give you a breakdown of what you should focus on each month, each part of the year, from your MCAT to letters of recommendation to secondaries and interviews. So let's dive in. I'm going to start with January to February. I'm going to call this the foundation phase. This really is the planning and preparation phase, one of the most important, but often it's overlooked. This is when I like to think about taking the MCAT if you haven't already. The ideal MCAT dates for applicants are January through April, and the earlier you take it, the more buffer you have. So the reason that I say that is so that you have your score before the actual portal opens in May. If you are scoring where you want in your full-length exams, go ahead and plan to take your exam. Letters of recommendation. This is whenever you want to start to ask for them. Professors and mentors need time. They get so many requests, so you want to be able to plan it out. A good rule of thumb is 3 to 5 letters, including 2 science professors, 1 non-science or humanities professor, 1 physician or research mentor if you have that. And you also want to maybe use service like Interfolio if your school doesn't hold letters for you. You also want to start to do your school list research now. Look at the MSAR, the average MCAT GPA ranges, mission, fit, think about geography. You want to build a balanced school list, reach, target, and safety. So March through April, this is your prep phase. This is your personal statement and activities section time. You want to go ahead and write your personal statement, start your drafts in March. This is not your resume. This is your why medicine story. You're going to be editing multiple rounds, so make sure that you get feedback from people who know what admissions is looking for. You also want to start to build your AMCAS activity section during this time. You're going to list up to 15 experiences. Mark 3 of those experiences as the most meaningful. You'll write a little bit longer entries for those, and I have other videos diving into exactly what that looks like if you need some more support in that. Don't just list what you did. Focus on reflection and focus on impact. You also want to go ahead and prepare your transcripts and your document requests, so order transcripts early. Some of them take a long time. You don't want your application held up because of transcripts. Make sure there are no issues or delays with holds, missing grades, etc. So this is also when you want to do your secondary essay prep. Start pre-writing your secondary essays from last year's prompts. Almost all of them don't change from year to year. So let's look at May to June. This is what I call the primary application phase. This is when the AMCAS is going to open in early May. So you can begin to fill out the application. Do it as soon as it opens. You want to submit your primary application the first week of June. Early submission really does give you the best chance of acceptance. Even though verification takes a few weeks, submitting early is going to get you in line. Applications are transmitted to schools around late June. The AMCAS verification process can take about 2 to 6 weeks. Verification doesn't start until you hit that submit button, so don't wait. You also want to make sure that you finalize your letters of recommendation during this time. Ensure that all of them are submitted through AMCAS or through Interfolio. Monitor your application process and progress. Use the AMCAS portal to track your letters of recommendation, the verification, and the delivery of your application. So July through August, this is whenever you have secondaries and your interview prep. Your secondaries are going to be sent within days of your primary submission usually. Some are auto sent, others are based on an actual screening of your primary application. The turnaround time is ideally within 2 weeks of receipt. So be ready, have pre-written answers for the common themes. Some of the common themes that we see repeat for all schools every year are why this school, describe a time when you overcame adversity, and how will you contribute to diversity. Go ahead and start your interview prep even before you get invitations to it. Learn common MMI and traditional interview formats. Begin mock interviews with your advisor or with a professional coach. You also want to continue to keep up with your clinical hours and your volunteering. Continue building experiences even after you've applied. So September to December, this is interview season, and when you'll start to hear about wait lists. Interview season really peaks September to January. Most schools wrap up interviews by early spring. You want to treat every single interview like it is your only one. These matter the most. You also want to send update letters if applicable. If you gain new experiences, if you publish research, if there's some sort of major change in your application. Don't send fluff. If you're doing this, make sure that you make it very meaningful. If you are waitlisted, write a very strong letter of intent to your top choice, and then continue showing interest, but also stay professional and stay strategic. So here's some final tips for staying on track. Honestly, let's be real, this timeline, it's intense, but the students who succeed are the ones who really treat it like their job and they stay consistent. Use some sort of spreadsheet or tracker to organize your school deadlines. Do not wait for perfection. Submit early and revise what you can later, but make sure you do not submit with errors. And most importantly, don't do it by yourself. This process is way too important to just go in blind. If you want help building your strategy or reviewing your essays or just managing the timing of your application, we've helped hundreds of students just like you really optimize their application for acceptance. So if you're interested, book a strategy call in the link in the description. I hope that gives you some insight into where you need to focus and what your timeline needs to look like. If you've got questions and you want me to dig into a little bit more specifically any part of this, let me know in the comments and I will make another video explaining whatever part you're interested in. All right, I will see you guys next time.